doesn't like the swearing, and we're not allowed to swear for the first 30 seconds. So behave yourself, Finn.
So I can't say.
That was chaotic. I had, hey,
my
Bluetooth speaker, which was halfway down the other end of the house, Kate was playing. I had to race down there and turn that off.
I'm still
and then, hey, look, we've got matching avatars.
Yeah, because we're logged in. Logged in.
Yeah, I'm not logged into the channel. I couldn't remember the password. So if we have to do a poll tonight, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's heaps of beautiful people rolling in. Cement Shoes was here first, waiting for the countdown, 6 minutes early.
Nice.
Hello, Scout. Nice. Good morning, everyone from New York. How's New York treating you?
From New York, the gun state.
Stop it, Finn. Savannah's
Savannah. Savannah's on time for once.
Yeah, she is. She'd be upset if she missed it again. Ruth is still awake. Woohoo! Good on you for hanging in there, Ruth.
Good on you, Ruthie. It's 8 o'clock, so I mean it's pretty early.
She's in England.
Good on you, Ruth.
Twinsies, with the matching avatars. I know. Well, that looks like the rowdy crowd for the moment.
I mean, we've got heaps in already. That's how.
Savannah was ready and waiting.
I
started writing a comment. I know, and I didn't, because I couldn't log in to our channel. I normally check all the messages and comments and stuff before we go live, and I couldn't. But usually there's a couple of messages, and one of them is normally Savannah going, "Oh, I missed it again." So
every time.
Hit the thumbs up, you livelies. There's but 2 thumbs up, and there's more than 2 of you in here.
I'm one of them.
Get us.
That's not good.
Oh no, I can, because I'm on my Smooth Criminal channel. I love this show so much.
It's 10:30 a.m. What are you talking about, Ruth? That's early as.
Well, she's meant to be in a bead class. Yeah, why are you excited? You're still awake at 10:30 a.m., Ruth?
Yeah.
You're our batshit story number 1. Speaking of, your turn to kick off the show.
Am I first? Oh,
you are. I know, it's coconuts.
I know my videos are great.
G'day, Smooth Criminal Podcast. Great to have you here. Didn't do a shout out to Smooth Criminal Podcast. Great channel. Great channel.
Oh, do you want to start with an Aussie one? Let's do an Aussie one.
Oh, you're getting paid out for your man bun.
Good.
Oh, Ruth keeps falling asleep in her bead classes. I'm just okay. We're loaded now. All right. Does this need an intro or whack it up?
So you know how we have elections here in Australia?
Yeah.
And they're definitely real. Yeah, you know how they're real.
Yeah, they're compulsory.
And you know how we vote for different candidates though. They've got different views and different aspirations.
Yeah. There's many different parties. Even the Sex Party, the Let's Get Stoned every weekend.
Parties,
well, there's only 2 that really get in, but you can vote for the Guns and Whores Party if you want.
Pew pew pew.
We don't have a lot of guns in Australia. We've got a shitload of whores.
That's not true. We have plenty of both. Anyway, so these are our top 2 candidates. And in this video, they're debating. And in the debate, you can just clearly see how different they are from one another, Tori. So if you want to chuck her up, we'll give her a play and we'll just see how different these 2 guys are.
If elected, would you decriminalise marijuana?
Oh, my apologies.
This means would you change today's
My apologies. I watched this at superhuman level. So
when you're part of the
I'll slow it down for you. I'll slow it
You've
down
got
for
to
you
be a
guys.
member of the Lollipop
Parate,
Guild
if
to
elected.
understand it at that speed.
Nick Parate, if elected, would
Here we
you
go.
decriminalise marijuana?
No.
Mr. Minns?
No.
Mr. Minns, would you change the date of Australia Day?
No, don't have any plans to do that.
Mr. Parate?
No.
Would you kick the governor out of Government House?
No.
No.
We've got to keep the noise down. Though.
Here we go. So as you can see, they're starting to differ already. They're already, you know, butting heads against one another with their two differing opinions. We'll keep it going.
Apparently, yes. Mr. Minns, would you allow nuclear energy?
No.
No.
Mr. Parate, would you allow any northbound tolls on harbour crossings?
No.
Mr. Parate?
Mr. Minns, no.
I apologise.
That's fine.
Would you, Mr. Minns, abolish the upper house?
You know what it is? You know what the differences are? The ties are different.
And the glasses. The one has glasses and one doesn't.
One has glasses. That's right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we've
But
got
other
two
than that,
differences so far.
they were clearly at the
We'll keep
same
it-
swingers party last night.
And we're only halfway through. So let's see if they finally
All right.
come to head with one another. Let's see.
No, that's not our policy. No.
Would you try to?
No, we're not going to try to do that. No. People are about to cast their vote and they got to know that they're going to be in office.
You've consistently said, Premier, that that's something you'd very much like to do.
Tempting, but no.
How about doing a deal with the Greens to form government?
No.
Mr. Minns?
Absolutely not.
You can rule it out.
I can.
Can you rule out accepting Gareth Ward's vote?
Yeah, we won't accept Gareth Ward's vote under any circumstances.
Mr. Parate?
Oh, bad luck, Gareth.
So there we go. Same.
Mr. Parate?
Yeah, same.
That's the best part.
Parate?
Same.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't Australian, I like the cement shoes. The guy on the right is a bigger dweeb. Yeah, you could be right there.
I
You
think
never know.
after watching this, they're both equal dweebs.
Dweebs,
There's no
yeah.
difference. There's no
But-
difference between them.
It's also a testament, though, to Australians generally. Like,
Mm.
we just can't be bothered fighting. We don't give a shit. There's so much fighting happening on YouTube, and a lot of the peeps in chat are witnessing absolute chaos and arguing at the moment, including me. And after showing that, it's hilarious because, like, and this is how we get upset in Australia, or how we argue. We don't. We just agree with each other because we can't be bothered. So I'd rather see them arm wrestle for the win too, or a mud wrestle. No, I don't want to see those two mud wrestling.
Mud wrestle. No. A lube. Bikini lube wrestle.
Look at the. I just saw
like
the
blue.
name. I just saw the
Just
name
like
of
blue.
that heading. Two cheeks on the same ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good, eh?
So I don't even have to come up with a name for it.
You know how my boy Blue dies? He dies from lube wrestling. So I think these guys should fight it out for lube wrestling. The winner gets the fucking country.
All I care about is, will there be a sausage sizzle at the polling booth so everyone can have a democracy sausage?
Jelly in a pool wrestling, yes. Lube in a pool wrestling. Lube
A
jelly
bitch
in a
slap,
pool.
a bitch slap contest. Now, come on. I want the democracy sausage at the polling booth. That's all I care about on election day. And that's not an election I need to worry about either.
Yeah. Is it?
So, no, it's not. doesn't
I don't even know if I'll be
just-
home to vote. I'll be working away. I might just have to send in and be like, oh, sorry, guys. Gonna have to skip this one.
Get you don't even get a $50 fine straight up these days. You just get a warning.
I'll just reply to them and I'll say I'll vote next year.
Apathy. That's what we're here for. Apathy. When do we? What is it? I'm trying to think of the. What do we want? Apathy. When do we want it?
Soon.
Oh, who fucking cares when we do it? So there you have a glimpse into an Australian election campaign, a little bit different to the debates that go on in the US of A. A little bit different. Speaking
it's
of,
it's not like Kanye running where he's going to be the next president.
no, but speaking of a former president and a wannabe president,
Oh, here we go.
I'm
Obama.
giving everyone I'm giving everyone a trigger warning about this story too.
No.
It turns out our mate Trump is a kinky fucker.
He is a fan of Batch as well. He's personally messaged me and said, I love that shit, guys. Keep it going. Heart emoji.
Well, he
So,
mightn't like it
shout out.
anymore because I just called him a kinky fucker because
That actually brings us to this week's sponsor, Trump Tower. So if you want to stay at Trump Tower, use discount code BATSHIT and you will get a 0.0001% discount at check-in. So make sure BATSHIT and you can stay at Trump Tower. So how good's that?
what a bargain. It looks like our mate Donald has a bit of a fantasy thing. He wants to be handcuffed. Now, do you know much about the Stormy Daniels case?
Yes. So the prostitute he slept with, he paid off and then ratted him out anyway.
Yeah, so he wants to do, what they're calling the perp walk. He wants to be in handcuffs. But I think, of all the lawsuits Trump's facing, is it really appropriate that you're handcuffed for the one with the former prostitute? Could you
maybe that's why he wants it.
Tone down the kink a little?
Maybe he'll walk in and be like, "Do you remember this?"
I've got to go back to StreamYard and see what you're doing.
Look at him.
I know he's putting his little hand out, going, "Handcuff me, handcuff me. I'm serious. I'm serious." But anyway, he's told his advisors that he wants to be handcuffed because, if he's going to be dragged into a courtroom to face adult film star Stormy Daniels, then he might as well.
That is a very polite way of saying prostitute or whore.
Yeah, they are. They've been very tactful.
Very
you can't
considerate.
You can't even say prostitute anymore, Finn. It's sex worker.
That's what prostitute means. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I know. But apparently prostitutes, derogatory because they're easily offended or offended by.
I think they're
none
the
of
last group who are offended by anything.
None of the sex workers I know have any issue with the word prostitute or even pro. It makes them sound professional. But, other people have to be offended on behalf of them. So, yeah.
Pro does mean professional. That's what it means.
Correct. But when prostitute is shortened to pro. But yeah, so he's all bang up for it and he might as well turn everything into a spectacle. But if he wants to, then put him in the orange jumpsuit and make him wear Crocs as well, like the prisoners do. As far as I'm concerned, 50 shades of orange. Yeah, well, actually, that's the point. If he wears an orange jumpsuit, we won't even be able to find where his head is. They'll have to make him wear a little hat. So, you really think that this is, trivializing it all, Donald? Do you think that might be what you're doing?
I think that's what he's aiming for. I think he wants to rile up his clan base. And if he's in a picture of him in handcuffs, that'd get him going. That'd get the team going. The squad.
Well, the thing is, the people close to Donald are saying that he's deeply anxious that any special arrangements, like, doing a video link, not actually having to rock up or making him sort of skulk in, would make him look weak or a loser. So he wants to be handcuffed and dragged into the court in front of the public, so he can show that he's brave and courageous. I mean, dude, he's got so many other lawsuits coming up against him. Are we going to have this performance every time? Or is this just for Stormy and the handcuffs might remind her of happier times with him? I don't know.
Anyway.
I can see my comedic genius is falling on deaf ears. So that was story number 2.
There we go.
Kinky Trump. Just what we didn't need. Well, it's up to you, Grooves. But yeah, Kinky Trump, not what we need right now.
Oh, this is a good one.
This is a good one.
So
Savannah, I hope she charged extra for the white sheets he were on. Well, because all the fake tan rubbed off on it. All right, Ski. What have we got here?
Here we go, Tors. So I don't know if you know this, but the current president is one of the best speakers that the country has ever had. So
we'll be talking about our mate Joe Biden, right?
The current president, yes. He's he's
quite a few countries have presidents. I was just checking.
Well, there's only one main one, that really counts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot we were meant to care about them. Sorry. Yes, you're right, Finn. You're right. I'll have some
Anyway.
more of my Kraken
Let-
tonight's sponsor.
Oh, getting drunk. Do we have any
Of-
discount codes for Kraken?
Yes. If you go to any bottle shop in Australia and ask for a Kraken and dry, you will get, and say that Batshit sent you, you will get 0.01% on top of what you pay.
Oh, that's for sure.
Mm.
And that goes straight towards us, is that right?
Yes, straight to
Okay.
our coffers. Because
And then we will
we
put it
have-
back into the Batshit show for production value.
we have 50 subscribers now, Finn, which means we're only 950 subscribers away from monetization. Woo!
How good's that? How good's that?
Thanks for spreading the word, guys. They're rocking up in the droves.
Good work getting it out there, everyone. Good work.
It's the most
What do we
unappreciated
have?
show on YouTube, without a doubt.
And yet, still #1 show on YouTube. So
I
coming out
know.
weekly as well. How good's that?
It's a cult
Everyone loves
following.
Batshit.
Everyone loves Batshit. Even people who don't
here
even
we
know
go.
what it is yet. Here we go.
We got the lady. She's back again.
Bring it
Karen.
on.
Old Karen. Here we go.
On Phil Washington, the
Uh-oh.
administration nominee for the FAA. The Senate Commerce Committee abruptly delayed his committee vote. This comes nearly 8 months after Phil Washington was initially nominated. The FAA has now been without a permanent director for nearly a year amid a lot of turmoil in the aviation industry. And so I guess I'm wondering why the administration is so intent on digging in on a nominee who, after 8 months of being nominated, still doesn't seem to have convinced senators that he deserves this position.
So look, we think he has the qualification. When I say we, I mean Phil Washington. He has the qualifications and the experience for this role. The president believes.
All right. So this is a different video to what I thought it was, obviously. Sorry about the setup there, guys. But I'm gonna skip forward. I'm gonna skip forward in a second. So they're trying to get this new guy into power. And she's basically saying that the president recommends him as the best for this, something to do with flight aviation or something like that. So anyway, they're praising him. They're saying he's the best. So in front of their Senate hearing, I believe it is, one of the senators decides to ask him some questions. And this is fucking hilarious. So this guy is going to be the head, I believe it's of aviation in America. This guy's going to be...
Is Mr. Bud the potential head of aviation?
No.
Right. What a cool
The
surname.
guy-
I wonder if he
is
had a
the
bud before he went in there.
Wait till you hear these basic questions coming from Mr. Bud as he asks them to this guy who's been nominated by the president to take up this position. This is hilarious.
Here we go.
Can you quickly tell me what airspace requires an ADS-B transponder?
Not sure I can answer that question right now.
That's okay. We'll just keep
That's a
going.
good start.
So
That's a good start.
that's a pretty important part. So what are the 6 types of special use airspace that protect this national security that appear on FAA charts?
Sorry, Senator, I cannot answer that question.
Okay. So what are the operational limitations of a pilot flying under basic med?
Senator, I'm not a pilot, so.
But obviously you'd oversee the Federal Aviation Administration. So any idea what those restrictions are under basic med quickly?
Well, some of the restrictions I think would be high blood pressure. Some of them would be.
It's more like how many passengers per airplane, how many pounds
Okay.
in different categories, and what altitude you can fly under. So, and then amount of knots. It's under 250 knots. So,
Okay.
it's not having anything to do with blood pressure. So, can you tell me?
Well, at the moment, Mr. Washington's blood pressure is going through the roof.
So he obviously has been nominated by the president because of how well
The
he
best man
understands
for the job. The best man
Exactly.
for the job.
And as we can all see, this guy really knows the position that he's stepping into. So
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
loving
Bud's
Mr.
gonna ask him
Bud.
a couple more basic questions, and we'll really get an idea for how smart and intelligent and perfectly suited
Best for the job.
Mr. Washington is for the job. Yeah, that's right. Here we
What
go.
causes an aircraft to spin or to stall?
Again, Senator, I'm not a pilot.
Okay, let's keep going. What are the 3 aircraft certifications the FAA requires as part of the manufacturing process? Quickly, please. 3 aircraft certifications.
Again, what I would say to that is that one of my first priorities would be to fully implement that Certification Act and report.
Then he
back-
doesn't
Three
know what it
types,
is.
Mr. Washington, the three
No.
types, okay. Yeah, that's type certificate, production certificate, and airworthiness certificate. Okay, all right. Let's just keep going, see if we can get lucky here.
Let's see if we can get lucky. Like his faith in this guy is just so like non-existent. He doesn't think this guy is qualified.
And he
in the
obviously
fucking
knew.
slightest.
He obviously knew because he had the questions ready to go.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
I mean,
they're
some
not
of
going in
them-
there without knowing
Some
what's
of
going
them, a civilian could like hazard a guess and probably still get it right. You know, I mean, I watch flight crash investigations all the time. I could have answered a few of those questions.
on. This is maybe we'll get lucky. Here we go.
Maybe we're
Deploying
lucky.
airliners during the daytime, Mr. Washington.
I don't want to guess on that, Senator.
Are you familiar with the difference between Part 107 and Part 44809 when it comes to unmanned aerial standards? Unmanned aerial.
We can't sack him, Sav. He doesn't have the job yet. The president has nominated him for the job. He does not have it yet.
I think the president might be rethinking his choice.
Well, if
We
he was
hope.
sane, that may be true. Yes.
Unmanned like drones. Are you familiar with the difference?
Yes.
Okay. You know the difference between those two, Part 44809 and Part 107? Do you know the difference there?
No, I cannot
That's okay.
spell that out for you.
Senator's time is.
Yeah, thank you.
expired,
You
so-
know, the FAA can't afford to be led by someone who needs on-the-job training. And for that reason, I'm going to be opposing your nomination.
We think he has the qualification. When I say we, I mean Phil Washington. He has the qualifications and the experience for this role.
False, wrong, incorrect, negative, no, nay,
Zero.
absolutely not.
Zilch.
Fuck that, Phil. You are a dirty, rotten liar.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what Phil had on his
so
CV. I do wonder what Phil had on his CV. Obviously, a lot of crap.
Yeah, he seems to
30
be a bit full of it. Yeah.
I know we
33
needed that, Reese. We needed that. Yeah, 33 guesses later. Yeah, wow. And the Federal Aviation Authority, what a fantastic captain to run that
He'd
ship.
do a wonderful job. A wonderful job, Tori.
Oh, goodness me. All right,
Try
well,
and top that one, Tours.
I will, because I'm curious to know what he knows about spaceships.
Oh, do you have a space one, do you? Here
I
we
have a
go.
space one.
Sav will be
Now-
loving this. You hear this, Sav? Aliens.
Well, no, it's actually more about
Mm.
civilian comfort when we all move there.
Oh, to space.
Apart from the fact we can't essentially survive on Mars, but we are looking at all of the ways to live there. And
Jesus, Sav, that's gonna get us fucking black booked.
oh my
Don't put it on the
god,
screen, Tori. Don't put it on the screen.
I
For the
ain't.
love of God.
I wouldn't trust that guy with paper airplanes either. Finn, if you were
That's
to
what she
be-
said. That's
That's
exactly
a
what she
great comment. If you were sent to live on Mars, Finn,
yes.
just describe what you imagine your house would be like.
Oh, it'd be awesome. It'd have float tanks everywhere.
Yeah.
Sauna, obviously.
Yeah, but
I'd have
what
garden floating.
more basic stuff, the construction materials, that side of things.
Oh, probably like 3D printed hemp or something, I reckon. It'd be 3D printed something.
Did you see this week they did a 3D printed cheesecake that's edible?
I've seen the chocolate. I've seen the 3D printed
And it was
chocolate.
ready in under 30 minutes. But no, apparently for all of us planning on moving to Mars, we're going to be living in houses made out of potatoes.
Oh, that's shit.
You reckon? I don't quite get what this little picture is meant to be. Is this like the bog that is Mars? And is this the little city and they're the little tiny houses? I don't know. But
No, so that's the Mars rover.
the first human settlers on Mars could live in homes made out of potatoes. Now, we can blame Ruth and her kin for this because it's scientists at the University of Manchester. and they've created this building material called starcrete, which is made from a blend of potato starch, extraterrestrial dust, and a pinch of salt.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
who's bringing back?
I didn't realize you had to have salt in your building.
Just a pinch, Finn, a mere pinch.
One of
Just,
these ones?
so when you lick the wall,
that
it
is.
tastes. When you lick the wall, it tastes good. Well, we know you're not, but they're still on the same land as you. But what I want to know, Ruth, is who's bringing back giant buckets of extraterrestrial dust for them to have come up with this recipe?
They're not sending it back, I don't think.
It's just, but people are pinching shit from out in space. How do you know it's extraterrestrial dust? And apparently this shit. Well, they've obviously got the potato starch, right? They've put in a little bowl. They've added the extraterrestrial dust. Who brought that back to planet Earth? Who stole it? I can't take a shell off my beach. It's, like sacred land. You're not meant to take shells.
You just pick it up.
Well, you shouldn't just bring buckets of this stuff. I mean, how many buckets of extraterrestrial dust are they going to have to bring back here to build this shit? But anyway, and then they put that little pinch of salt. Now, apparently this stuff is twice
Wouldn't
as
they
strong
just
as
build it there? Why would they have to bring it back here?
Exactly. Like, just take them over there with your potatoes and your bag of salt and just make sandcastles on Mars. I don't know, but apparently it's twice as strong as ordinary concrete. Apparently they're saying it's easy to produce cheaply because it relies on simple materials. How is it cheap to bring extraterrestrial dust to planet Earth? You've got to send a space mobile up there to get it. And it's not like I've got extraterrestrial dust in my backyard. Have you?
Might do. Who knows?
This is absolutely batshit. Like, sure, Dr. Alan Roberts and your buddies, if you want to take your little space shuttle and salvage all the starch from the potatoes, then build it at the other end. But apparently they're saying this makes sense to look at this potato mixture as a binding agent rather than human blood. I found this article and I can't even get into the substance of it, right?
What have you found?
You tell me. So now they're saying, look, okay, we're stealing the extraterrestrial dust and mixing it with some spuds and salt, but we're using it as a binding agent instead of using human blood. So are they planning on just
Why would that be a fucking option?
It's a binding agent, apparently, Finn. I mean, when it comes to fixing cracks around my house, I just slash my thumb and fill it up with blood. Bingo.
It's actually part of the new feminist movement, so that's what it is.
Well, the way the world's going, we're using everything, right? So why not?
Women power. Am I right?
I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Starcrete. Don't forget the pinch
women
of
are just natural
salt.
glues,
Don't forget the
Another
pinch
thing
of
they're good
salt.
at.
But you tell me, what is this mess? Like,
That is the Mars rover.
That's the moors they're the moors where all those dead bodies were buried in England. The Moors murders. That's where they were buried. What is this? Is this like some little model? What the hell is this piece of junk?
That's the Mars rover on Mars. That thing on its back is a nuclear reactor. That thing's the size of a school bus. It's huge.
It's falling apart. It's bogged in the mud. Really? That's just someone. That's someone who went in Robo Wars in 1986, and that's just in a photo of it in their backyard. But anyway, wow! Tell me that article and story.
That thing is the size of a school bus. It's fucking huge.
Well, it was held. Was it held together with blood or a pinch of salt?
Bit of both.
Tell me that wasn't the most bizarre article. That's literally.
It was interesting to read. Yes, I'm not sure I fully understand it, but good on them.
Yeah, I'm concerned about every sentence of that article. Yeah, keep your extraterrestrial dust to yourself.
All right. I think this one, again,
It
I've
had
got
a
them
very
all looked up,
hard
so-
journey and an even worse. Look, I do know about the Marsing. I was trying to have fun and pretend that it was, they were someone with who went in Robo Wars, dragged their rusty old broken robot out into the moors and took photos pretending it was Mars. Damn it!
If you
Not
ever
all my
want to see
jokes are
something
winners.
that looks sketchy as fuck, like it was made by like high schoolers or something, if you look at the original lunar lander, that thing looks like it is held together with duct tape. It looks so flimsy and like pretty shit, to be honest. And like it does not look good in the slightest. If anyone
Well,
just
it's not
goes
like-
and Googles like a high res photo of it right now, you will lose your shit at how crappy it looks.
Why hasn't anyone else been on the moon?
I don't know if we'll get shadow banned if we start talking about this story. The Americans definitely went, okay? They definitely didn't use Stanley Kubrick to film it. And anyway, we'll just leave it at that, all right?
Okay, here's another thing. How many golf balls are there on the moon?
I don't know. How many did they take with them? 10?
No, 3.
3.
Yeah, it's a random question that comes up in a lot of trivia nights and, what's that? Trivial Pursuit, that sort of stuff. So file that one away, Groovers. There are 3 golf balls on the moon.
I knew there was at least one because old mate, what's his face?
Yeah, they had a little
Freemason.
clockety, but yeah, there's 3.
Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz, yeah.
Took him up with him, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Buzz Lightyear, I think, is his actual name. Let's have a watch of this one. Have you seen that one with Ali G and he's interviewing him and he keeps calling him Buzz Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear.
He does like 5 times.
When I interviewed Julia, I didn't steal the idea, but when I interviewed Julia Gillard, I kept calling her Julia Roberts.
That would have gone down well.
And
Anyway,
I
so
told her I loved her in Erin Brockovich, and she thought I was hilarious.
nice.
Mm.
It's funny that rangers still have souls to be able to laugh. That's an interesting fact.
She's got a great sense of humor.
He says he will declassify COVID origins intel except info that would harm national security. Is there a bigger national security?
So basically, everyone's waking up to the fact that COVID was made in a Wuhan lab now. And so the Senate's holding hearings on this and whatnot. And they've basically asked that the head of these organizations start providing evidence of where it came from. So we'll skip this part because these briefings are pointless. These guys are just talking heads. Like they're not answering.
But there should be an investigation into why do human beings continually throw innocent animals under the bus? Like, they blamed a bat, and then there was the whole dirty bat fuckers thing, and
the pangolins,
the pangolins, and just why? Stop blaming the animals. And the
so this is Mr.
extraterrestrial
Johnson.
Dust. All right, bring on Mr. Johnson.
He's asking them why they're not providing the information that they've requested under the law, and they have illegally not provided the information. So let's have a look at this.
Okay.
You have produced 350 pages to us in the reading room. For over a year, we've been asking for the last 50 pages. This is what the 50 pages look like.
Are you ready, Tori?
Okay?
Are you ready? Blacked out, blacked out, blacked out, blacked out. Which is illegal.
Now, again, I would argue congressional oversight should not be subject to the same redactions that were applied under a FOIA request. I'm asking you, will you commit today to provide our oversight? And Senator Paul is on this now. Again, we had 5 members of Homeland Security, Government Affairs under a law that says you shall provide this. Will you commit to provide us the last 50 pages of communication between Anthony Fauci, Francis Collins, Jamie Farrar, as relates to the origin of the coronavirus? Will you commit to that?
Senator, I absolutely will commit to make sure we follow up with you on your request to get some of that information. Again, this is in compliance with the law that you receive the information. I don't know what particular statute.
So he's lying there. It's not under the law because it's not a FOIA request. It's the actual
No, but rewind what he said, because what he said was we will get back to you regarding your inquiries if they're going to go. He's basically saying, yeah, we're going to acknowledge you made an inquiry. If you go back to, he very cleverly worded that first sentence where he's not promising to change or give a redacted version or an unredacted version of it. Yeah.
Also, we need to get some of these presidential water bottles for
Senator, I absolutely will commit to make sure we follow up with you on your request to get some of that information.
They will follow up with you.
This is in compliance
He's
with the
committed
law
to
that you
following
received the
up. That was
information.
it.
I don't know what particular statute with regard to disclosure was applied here, but you are absolutely entitled to the information that by law, a member of the Senate or the House
Yeah,
could
but
get.
again,
We'll
you're not complying with the law because you're redacting things, for example, under deliberative process between and within agencies, and it's communication outside of the agencies with the Welcome Trust. Again, these redactions are not complying with the law.
I can't emphasize this enough. What you were doing is not the law. You need to do the law, you motherfucker. This is very basic.
Yeah.
Give us the fucking emails. So obviously there's some emails between Fauci and the other people involved talking about how they funded and created the actual coronavirus themselves. So sue me, YouTube. That's the fucking truth. And until those pages come out, we don't know. We live in.
I love it though that you silence me on my moon landing question and then just.
Well, the moon landing.
That little moment that will drive us into the cul-de-sac of doom. But anyway, that's what we're good at on this channel. We'll have we'll be doing this show
there's no emails between NASA, and Vorner von Braun, that aren't seen. Whereas these emails are going to come out, and we are going to see that these guys were actually involved in it. Whereas if there was moon stuff coming out where Von Braun was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we did pay old mate to film all this for us," then
no, it was a throwaway comment, but I know where you're coming from. So yeah, that was the completely non-transparent transparency.
Yeah,
and will it? Yeah, not surprising. Let's see what I've got next. Oh yeah, this one.
Oh,
this one.
Sorry, guys. Try and wake up.
I don't really think this next one's an issue, but everyone's upset about it. But
for what?
Let me share this now. On the island of Tasmania, we don't have any fruit flies. So we have very strict quarantine rules about bringing fruit into the state. In fact, you can't. But bad news for the fruit flies this week. Air pollution is hindering the mating of fruit flies by reducing the output of male scent. Is this a bad thing, Finn? Like, what good do fruit flies fucking do? They ruin food that we eat. There they are, the little rooters. I mean, look,
actually courting right there. That looks like a courting photo.
I think we have to give
warning when we do that, Tori.
I think there's a bit of a probe going on there, but I'm not sure if it's. Yeah, I think they are. That's a couple of fruit flies shagging. I've actually got a photo of a couple of actual just flies shagging on my railing on my deck. I thought, gee, it's a sad sign of the times when a fly's getting more sex than I am. But anyway, look, I mean, pollution's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. But is anyone going to be upset if fruit flies become extinct? Like, what the hell do? They destroy food. They're a biohazard, essentially.
Are they?
Well, I mean, they're a hazard. They're banned in Tassie, like you can't bring in. We've got dogs at the airport that are trained not to sniff out cocaine or heroin. They'll fucking pick up a banana at 50 paces. You can't do it. The little beagles will be onto you. So, but I'm not sure what do these things do? Would it be a bad thing if we never saw?
Wouldn't they clean up all the rotten food though? Don't they go for the rotten food, or do they go for the good food first?
I think they go for any bit of food.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to find out why there's a lot of information about why they're not mating because of pollution, right? But nobody in this article is saying why fruit flies becoming extinct would be a bad thing. I just
we
don't.
have thought of it earlier. There you go.
I don't. I just think it's kind of weird. And then they're saying too, field work is necessary to learn more because other ozone pollution also makes it harder for flies to distinguish between members of their species and closely related ones with which they're unable to mate. So all these fruit flies are
the bees
going around and the bees is a different story. We need the bees.
Yeah, we need bees.
But these fruit flies are now so disoriented. They're trying to shag, the ordinary blowfly. That's apparently, the biggest issue here. But again,
I understand now. I think they're saying it's a warning sign. It's the canary in the coal mine, because if these guys are losing it, then it might mean that the bees lose it as well because they communicate with the scent as well. So that
fruit fly lives matter. No, save the fruit flies. They eat all fruit. They travel in as soon as fruit is off its plant, it's decaying. As soon as it's picked and they get in, we do need to keep Tassie free from fruit flies. They are little bastards. Thank you, Ruth.
Ruth joining on the hate squad.
I don't hate anything, Joman. The only thing I hate is the word hate. But I'm not a fan of the death vultures, no. The two-legged variety. Fruit flies are important research objects. For instance, we can make their legs display eyes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What did you smoke before you joined us,
Joman? Oh my god!
The only good thing about fruit flies is studying genetics. I just think
wrong
it's
with all you mean people.
I just, I do love all things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small. I'm very tongue in cheek, everyone, but I
Except
just find this.
We're united.
I just find this kind of weird. Hey, I don't have an issue with them. I lived there, but I don't get it. I know pollution's causing a lot of problems, but in the scheme of things, if that was an article about a panda bear, I'd be crying right now. But I saw the headline and went, and?
A panda bear?
Anything other than a fruit fly. I mean, if it was about huntsmen, I wouldn't be upset either, would you?
A huntsman, the spiders?
Yeah. I mean, all they do is eat fruit flies. That's all they do.
But they're the best. No, they eat normal flies too.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because they're the only ones that can't kill you.
I like huntsmen. They don't bother me. But they're still better than mosquitoes.
Oh,
now, I love the bird vultures, Ruth. We're talking about the death vultures on YouTube, the tragedy pimps, different vultures. Anyway, we will have a mixed breed fruit fly because they're just flying around rooting anything else. See, they're just the Donald Trump.
They're not going to know which is the fruit fly original. Wow.
I know, pick an OG fruit fly. Well, I tried to throw in a cute animal story and it didn't go down very well.
So I don't know if you've seen, but TikTok is about to be banned in the States. And so they've the US. Oh, they're getting close to it. Apparently, Snapchat.
Well, it's been talked about forever.
Oh, but now the other social media companies are hemorrhaging, and I cannot emphasize this word enough. Hemorrhaging money, like billions. They're losing billions to TikTok. So now, because they've got money and influence, they're kind of lobbying or asking the senators and whatnot to kind of have a look into TikTok and maybe ban it if they want to. So Mr. Xiao Chu, the CEO of TikTok, has been called in front of them to answer some questions. And look at his lawyers in the background. Oh my God. Do
what
they
an
not
angry
look as fuck or what?
What an angry bunch.
I don't know if they're his lawyers. I'm just assuming because that's where the lawyers normally sit.
And as someone who went to law school, can I just say they are truly representative of who you spend 5 years of your life studying with. There were very few hubba kind of moments in law school. Don't get me wrong, there were one or two, but for the most part, what you're looking at is what I studied with.
I was getting more evil vibes than anything else, Tori, but that's good to know. Here we go. You ready? You ready for the questionnaires?
Bring it on.
This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Have any moderation tools been used to remove content on TikTok associated with the Uyghur genocide? Yes or no?
We do not remove that kind of content. TikTok is a place of freedom of expression and just like I said, if you use our app, you can go on it and you will see a lot of users around the world expressing content on that topic and many others.
Thank you. What about the massacre in Tiananmen Square? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
The massacre in Tiananmen Square.
That kind of content is available on our platform. You can go and search it.
I will remind you that making false or misleading statements to Congress is a federal crime.
A federal crime, mate. Think about your words fucking wisely.
Oh no, look how quickly his eyes bulge. She's like,
oh yeah. We can lock you away forever. Do you understand? Do you understand?
I understand. Again, if you go on our platform, you will find that content.
Okay, thank you. Have any moderation tools been used to remove content on TikTok associated with the Uyghur genocide? Yes or no?
We do not remove that kind of content. TikTok is a place of freedom of expression and just like I said, if you use our app, you can go on it and you will see a lot of users around the world expressing content on that topic and many others.
Thank you. What about the massacre in Tiananmen Square? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
And I had another one, but I don't have it here at the moment. He's basically asked, is there any journalists being tracked using the app? And if they close the app, are they being tracked in the background? And he said, no. And she's like, again, I remind you, you're under oath here. And he goes on, he's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And then she's like, okay, well, I don't believe you. And we actually have evidence that says that you are tracking journalists, even when their phone is switched off and even when they're not using the app. So we know you're doing it.
and I've seen a lot of crap on TikTok. Like, there's a lot of middle-aged men dancing in their kitchens on TikToks. I don't believe for a second you can see. I mean, I've seen some graphic stuff on TikTok too, but the massacre in Tiananmen Square being on there.
There's not a fucking chance. There's not a fucking chance.
Not a chance in hell.
And there was another one as well where the lady then asks, is there any American information being passed on to the CCP? And he's like, no, not at all. And she's like, I, again, do not believe you.
Yeah. Do you think the lawyers in the background after a while started sticking their pens in his back? They're like, shut up. Shut up, man. Well, look, if it's the end of middle-aged men dancing in their kitchens, it won't be too soon. Too soon, because my sister and I, the only thing they're good for is trying to up the ante between each other with finding the more gross or the grosser middle-aged dude dancing in his kitchen. And my sister, she's winning at the moment.
Oh, wow.
That's the only thing I'd miss if TikTok disappeared was being in a war with my sister, sending videos of middle-aged men and their little bouncing wieners dancing around their kitchens. Do you want a little dance for us, Finn? Just for, you know?
No, I don't. But I think I found the video that I was just talking about. So that was a good little
okay.
Do you want to pop that
I killed time.
Exactly. And that's all we're here to do, Tori.
That's all I'm here for. Exactly.
All right, here we go.
No, Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
Let's, we have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas. I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which
So
means
you
everybody
confirm that.
can search
What's
for it on the
interesting to
internet.
me is that you have used the word transparency over a half a dozen times in your opening testimony and subsequently again in your answers to my colleagues. Yet the interesting thing to me is that ByteDance, your parent company, has gone out of their way to hide and airbrush corporate structure, ties to the CCP, the company's founder, and their activities. You can look no further than the fact that ByteDance website has been scrubbed. And
No, Microsoft.
also, my
Many
colleague, Representative
Just
Laddick,
pause it.
Anyway,
Pause for a
parent
sec.
company, Byte.
That is it. It's over now. It
Yeah,
repeats
look, I
itself.
mean, I get what she's doing, but she's the ultimate Karen right there, and
Isn't she?
give the pointing a rest, lady. I mean, look, valid questions, but calm down, Karen. You can't do that. Like, I can't point at witnesses in court. You know, even as
court.
sorry,
I don't think it's court. I think it's a Senate hearing.
it's kind of got serious ramifications like being in court. But I can't go, but you said, and stand 2 centimeters away and point, and that's intimidating a witness.
Yeah.
I think Karen needs to stop the pointing.
Nearly every
And I think I've got one more on this one. Yeah, we've seen it. Mad Dog.
Oh,
data point imaginable, from people's location to what they type and copy, who they talk to, biometric data, and more. Even if they've never been on TikTok, your trackers are embedded in sites across the web.
Did you hear that part?
Yeah.
Did you hear that part? Let's listen to that again just for a second.
Even if they've never been on TikTok, your trackers are embedded in sites across the web, data, and more. Even if they've never been on TikTok, your trackers are embedded in sites across the web. TikTok surveils us all. And the Chinese Communist Party is able to use this as a tool.
Yeah, but time
to
out
manipulate
again.
America
I don't want to get
as a
struck because of all of these angry
We do
people.
not trust TikTok.
Every platform's like this. Like, seriously. I mean,
but
this is just
now the
this is
American companies
exactly-
are losing their money.
Yeah, but seriously, I mean, let's bring back Zuckerberg under questioning, you know, with Facebook. Like, I just, you know, let's just accept it. We're all being surveilled. Everyone's got our data. I mean, I can literally chat to you when we end this live about how I might be going to Samoa in August, and I guarantee you the next time I'm on Facebook, there'll be an ad for an airfare to Samoa.
Well,
Like,
that's why
seriously. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... I don't know. I'm a bit drained. I'm a bit drained by this. I'm with Mr. Su Chu or whatever his name is.
Mr. Chu. But for the most of the population, we don't.
Yeah,
want
Chu Chu.
Especially by apps and companies that we don't even use, but they're out there on the internet tracking us anyway. Like it's
everything else is. I don't know. I'm in the second half of my life.
Anyway.
I'm like, whatever. If people
Anyway,
say, do you mind if we use your data and pass it on to 83 third parties? I'm like, bring it
If you
on.
pay-
83 million. I don't care.
How about if they pay you for it? How does that sound? Would that be better?
Have my data.
I'd
If you
sell it.
think I'm
They
that
pay.
interesting, have it. If you're that, seriously, if you're that excited about my data.
You should be compensated for that data though, because they can literally manipulate you with that data. So you should get paid for it at least.
Manipulate away. They can't manipulate
let's-
me to start wearing undies, so you know.
Anyway, let's finish it off.
Tool to manipulate.
Oh, really?
America
No, this
as a
story.
whole.
We've been covering this story for
We
10
do not
minutes.
trust.
We haven't. Well, because you keep interrupting. But anyway,
We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values. Values for freedom, human rights, and innovation. TikTok
Yeah,
has
we could
repeatedly
debate all of
chosen a path
those.
for more control, more surveillance, and more manipulation. Your platform should be banned.
there we go. That's all of them.
Yeah.
So there we go. TikTok getting banned in the States. I wonder if
Wow.
we'll- I assume we will.
And nobody cares. I mean, you know, this is what. Okay. I was going to go so contentious then, but I won't.
Okay. All right.
Joman's saying a lot of it for me. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be nice to see the same passion with some of the other debates that go on, like, you know, guns, instead
At
of them
least-
all going, it's my constitutional right. Like, where's the
It is. More guns. More
fire,
guns.
you know?
More guns.
Anyway,
I'll get a sponsorship next week for guns. I'll call up some
look,
guns.
TikTok,
See what we can do.
you're not the first, you won't be the last. And yeah, and like I said, if it means no more middle-aged men dancing in their kitchens, then it can only
What
be
are
a
you
good
people
thing.
watching? How do you come up with these videos to watch?
Look, I think
Do
my
not
sister and
show it.
I
don't want to watch. I don't want to watch.
You asked, what am I watching? Let me introduce you.
I will leave this chat. I will leave here. I will leave YouTube. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch.
I mean, it's annoying
no,
because it
you're,
just,
no. I don't think you're. I think what you think you're hearing is, "Hey, Tori,
See,
please
that's
don't
why I
play
don't
that."
like
But
it.
if you do, it's
That's
still
me.
okay.
That's
What
me
I'm
just
actually saying
opening.
is, don't play it.
No, I'm hearing you, but I'm also pointing out how annoying TikTok is. Like, you go on there and you're just instantly bombarded with sound, and it's
Guns and
frustrating as
Man Buns.
hell.
What a great name for a company. Guns and Man Buns.
Guns. Well, that's a bit like we've got down here. I've got my Smokes and Guns, the cigarette shop and the tobacconist and the gun shop are all in the same shop.
Brilliant. Do they have a pokies
Smokes.
there as well?
Smokes and Guns. It should have.
What are you doing?
I'm just.
Last story.
Yes, sorry. I'm a bit disorganized.
Disorganized.
Disorganized, and also I want to show you.
How funny would it have been though if he just got up there and he's like,
This is what I'm talking about.
English.
Meet Sea Lion Brian.
Why are you showing that? I don't want to watch this. That dude is way too fucking gay to be on the internet.
He's completely gay.
I can tell.
But do we need this? This is what TikTok's offering
No.
us.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
What makes these people film this kind of shit? Like,
People love him, and my sister and I are gobsmacked. We just don't know.
do they
we don't
love
know.
him or are they laughing at him? Like, which
No,
one is
they
it?
love him. They're like, I can't wait for the next Sea Lion Brian. Yeah, they do, and they do. It's horrifying. There are people that say they can't get out of bed until they see their daily Sea Lion Brian.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Yeah. So how long till we go to Mars? Were you saying?
I didn't say. I don't know when we're going. I just know we're living in a spud.
Give me a fucking potato house. Let's go.
Let's go now. All right. You know, last
Fuck you, Sav, you cheeky motherfucker.
hey, last week, remember that story I had about
He's palm olive anyway.
Kim Jong-un's guard that was going to be executed?
Oh, the killed. Yeah.
What did he do? I've forgotten.
He Googled him.
Yeah. Well, this week, another person, another guard is facing execution. What do you reckon he did?
He breathed incorrectly. He ate too much
No.
food.
Not far from that, in fact. No, he actually let
He fed his
Kim
family.
He let Kim Jong-un go out in public wearing a stained jacket.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a god you're talking about. How can you let God out with a stained jacket?
Now,
Kill him.
here you go. Look, I personally think, I didn't know Kim Jong was a smoker, but that
Yeah,
just
he's
looks
an
like a bit of, but that looks like a bit of ash. You know,
I take that back immediately. I'm so sorry I said that, guys.
what did you say?
I said he's a cool dude or something like that.
Right, I hope so.
He's a piece of shit.
He's a horrible piece of shit. But don't you think he's got eyes? And hasn't he got eyes? Couldn't he see for himself his jacket was grubby? Like, look where that stain is. You don't even need to see this one down here, which to me looks like
Eyes like that, Tori?
that actually looks like a beer bottle floating around near his jacket on the left. But can you see the beer bottle?
I was just laughing at my own joke. I couldn't.
I didn't hear it. You were talking over me doing my little story. But anyway, he is now going to execute this bodyguard because
Good.
they were
Unacceptable.
it's clearly cocaine that he spilt all over himself before, went out in public. And yeah, apparently after seeing photos of him while he was watching them launch a missile in the direction of some innocent country, he noticed his jacket was stained, and now this dude is going to be dragged out to a beach at midnight and shot.
Oh, well, that's kind of peaceful at least. At least he'll hear the waves.
I mean, wow. How scary is that? What did he have?
Scroll up.
There's a quiz.
No.
Oh,
It's
I wanna
unlikely.
get a quiz.
Up a bit. It's unlikely that anyone will get shot over something like this unless the leader is feeling particularly
Mercurial,
I don't know what that
which
word
he
means.
feels all the time. I mean, he's just executed a dude for Googling. And here we go,
Well, that would
guys.
make the empire.
Here's a poll. What did Kim Jong-un have on his jacket? Toothpaste, white paint, yogurt, or something else? Well, I mean, it should say cocaine, really.
Yeah, cocaine. Can we click the cocaine button?
Snorting Kim. It looks like a mistake he got after using the toilet. Kim Pot Ash.
And then Sab just writes manges. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Sab.
well, I went down the Manges road too. I'm not going to lie. Powdered donut dust. What are we going to vote? Well, none of us think it's any of those.
That's some dusty jizz. He might need to go see a doctor.
Something else. Hey, everyone thinks it's cocaine.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's cocaine. That's hilarious.
Oh, awesome. But look, if he got angry about this, and a few people will probably get sent to a construction site or a farm for a month or two to think about this minor transgression. It's not unheard of to be sent away for execution.
We know this. This is very well known.
I know. And he gets angry over, I mean, he's so ornery. He gets angry over the smallest things. This dude is screwed for sure. And that old chestnut, what was it? Take him out to the country. Yeah, that's what they used to say, you know, with pets when they were getting old. Oh, they're going to go and live on a farm after they were euthanized.
Yeah, live on the farm.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, listen to this.
Where do you get your smokes from?
Well, I don't know. I guess I let them into the country. But one unconfirmed story is a member of his personal staff sat at his desk and smoked one of his cigarettes. Kim Jong-il discovered this and had the man shot. So, yeah, I know. Let's go to North Korea. It's lovely at this time of year. Far out, Brussels sprout. Isn't that cray-cray?
All right, let's have a recap to us. What do we got?
Coke on the jacket. Down, 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 down.
It's clearly bird spotting.
People always know.
Someone made that into a meme.
He was working the shift at the bakery. Bird poop. Look, it could have been anything, but he didn't just go, oh, there's shit on my jacket, I better wear something else. Nah, go out in public so you've got an excuse to shoot someone. So I'm putting vote now in the chat, and I'm going to wrap up the stories. We started off with the two cheeks on the same arse, and Australian politicians debating before an election and are pretty much agreeing with everything. Then we had Kinky Trump wants to be dragged into the court, kicking and screaming and handcuffed to face his former lover, Stormy Daniels. We had our friend Karen, but, well, she was really the intro. But, yeah, the Aviation Authority, what a guy. What a guy, Mr. Washington.
Mr. Washington, he's all over it. He'll get the job.
Yeah,
Surely.
he's awesome. Then we had the spud houses on Mars. If you want to move there, that's great. Just move into a house made of potatoes. Then we had
with salt, Tori. All right, you're making it just sound like it's just potatoes. All right, there's salt.
Oh yeah, and a pinch of salt
instead of blood.
So not instead of human blood. The non-transparent.
Yeah, that's right. It was stated.
Not warthog blood. The non-transparent transparency. Let's redact every single bit of text in the document that can finally got handed over about what happened with the COVIDs. Then we had the plight of the fruit fly, and there were a lot of hashtagging justice for fruit flies in the chat. I was most upset by that. It wasn't so much the story, it was the way it was written.
It was, yes.
Then we had, is it the end of TikTok? Well, if America has anything to do with it, it is. And we ended with Kim Jong-un cokehead. He spelled his stash all over his jacket. Vote now, Groovers. Who should win the golden batshit medal? And no, Savannah, you can't have chips without salt.
Yeah, it's got to be chicken salt too. Chicken salt on chips, right? That's the law.
Oh, whenever you head south, I'll send you to the bakery Crips. They've got Crips chips that has the best chicken salt
chips?
imaginable. No, like
Is there
hot
any
ones. Hot ones. Jacket Man. Kim Jong gets a vote straight in from Cement Shoes.
I'm going to vote for the Aussies, the Aussie Prime Ministers. That was
The
fucking
Aussie Pollies. This is easy. I want to go to Mars.
My apologies.
Savannah wants to go to Mars and have a potato house. Bless you, doll. You love all the alien spacey.
She is
Joman.
into space, isn't she? She loves
Here
it.
we've got Joman each week.
Get
He's
out of
like,
this world.
I miss some of the stories and I don't think my voting is fair. Dude, you don't have to vote. We're not going to
You
pressure you.
say that every time, Joman. Just pick one, mate.
Just rock up on time.
Jesus. Yeah.
I
How
think
about you
it's-
get here on time, mate? How's that
We
sound?
we saved the best for last, Joman. You got the best ones.
I feel like I
don't-
use mine up pretty quick, but though.
Who was
I feel
your
like the
vote
Aussie
for?
ones.
Oh, the
The
Aussie
Aussie-
Pollies.
Yeah. The Aussie ones that they're the
Joman,
same.
you're
like,
going to have
you-
to
you're not
vote,
voting for anything
dude.
different.
Joman has to vote because at the moment we've got 3 winners and I can't start a poll because I'm not logged into the Batshit YouTube channel. So, yeah, we need a winner. I mean, unless I have the casting vote. Where
There you
did the
go.
rest?
That's just like Mars.
Mars. All right, the Potato House. Oh, a second
Potato
vote.
House is winning.
The one I vote for number 0 or the one after the last. Cryptic and
The one
Finn's
after
two.
last. So the second last one. The second last one.
No,
That's the
he's
second
saying 0 because there's no 0, and the one after last, there wasn't one after the last because that was the last one. Exactly. Oh, the TikTok. TikTok gets a vote from Joman. Interesting.
Yeah, good work. There we go. It looks
That
like Mars
was-
wins.
Yeah, it does. I
Go
mean,
Mars with me.
I didn't
Joe.
actually vote, but that's fine. We've got a winner. We're going to Mars and we're all going to live in potato houses mixed
With
with
salt.
extraterrestrial dust and a pinch of salt.
How good's that?
Unbelievable. I reckon we'd have a bloody good time up there because the stories we cover each week in Batshit, the show is just teaching us that Earth is messed up, and I think we should all just get the F out of here.
No, I love living in the chaos. I feel like this show makes me appreciate how awesome it is that anything works at all.
Yeah, that's
how
true.
chaotic it is out there.
And it also
The fact
makes
I can just
me-
go down to Woolies and buy food and shit, and just go to the shops and walk through society, and it's all normal in town.
And it
is
makes me
amazing.
appreciate that I'm not in love with a fence and riding it in public
Oh
or
my Jesus Christ!
out
yes.
of all the countries we could have been born in, I think the one we're living in is doing okay. You're right. But on that note,
Exactly.
Groovers, Finn, when are we?
Thursday morning.
Can Thursday morning?
Can we do Thursday morning? Put that
Let
in
me
your
look.
calendars, peoples.
Let me look
Simon,
through the room.
Be there, mate. Be there.
That's like the 30th of March. Jesus.
I don't know. I got no idea.
9:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time will be the
Let's
next
do it.
episode of Batshit on Thursday, the 30th.
in.
Be there or you batshit. See you, mate.
See you later.
Oh, go to bed, Grooves.
Me? How dare you?
Sweet.